So I want to talk about how do you price SEO services. Now I've tried selling SEO services in the past and I think I made a few mistakes. I've always tried selling SEO as a monthly retainer package at a fixed cost, say $500 a month or $2,000 a month. But over the last couple of days, I've been giving it a second thought because I've not been happy with the way things are priced. It just did not make sense to me, because SEO realistically, when you get down to a project, initially upfront there's a lot more work than when you've set things up and you've got a process in place. But the first few months, always there's a lot more planning, there's a lot more brainstorming, there's a lot more strategic direction that you need to set for you, your team, for the client. You need a lot more research, architecture, analysis, keyword page mapping. So there's a lot more work that is required upfront. So I don't know how many of you are doing this, but I think SEO should be priced in two components. Initially, like what I've decided to map out a pricing strategy is like the first 3 months there will be an initial upfront investment, which will be, for example, we have a basic plan, which is, say, the initial upfront investment is say $4,000, which covers 3 months, the first 3 months of work. And then subsequently, for the remainder of the 9 months of the contract, it would be monthly at say $500 or $750 or whatever pricing you might decide. But the idea that I'm trying to sell out here is, I think when you're selling to clients, you have to communicate not only the value of SEO, that's a given. You got to communicate that SEO does take time, and you need to educate them on the potential ROI upside of how much they could gain from standing to rank for the terms that they're looking to rank for. But you have to communicate that the pricing, if you force yourself into pricing it that way, you're going to be forced to also tell them why there's an initial upfront investment, and that I think will be an easier way to sell, because SEO does take time, and the time that you put in upfront, the thought process, if you actually list down all the things that you need to do upfront and share with them that, okay, I need to do a keyword research, I need to go through your entire site, come up with a good plan for your site architecture. I think when you talk through all of them in layman's language and make them think and make them realize that there is a lot of time and effort that goes upfront, and that justifies the upfront cost, it makes more sense for you, because you're incentivized to also close the deal, and you're not unhappy like I used to be in the past, that we'd close deals for nominal monthly amounts, but if a client did not go through on the full 12 months contract, we would end up maybe losing some money because we actually put in a lot more time initially. So I think if you price, my idea of at least pricing SEO should be that you should have an initial upfront investment and then subsequently break down into monthly a monthly retainer, which could be any amount that you choose depending on the level of service that you offer. So yeah, so that's just my thought, and I think SEO can be better sold, and you're forced to justify the investment upfront, because you're going to have to communicate what you're doing, why you're doing it, and it actually even makes you incentivized enough to actually spend a lot more time upfront, because if SEO is well planned, well thought out, well strategized, you're going to do a much better job, and if you get that much more money, it's going to drive you to perform better. So yeah, so that's my thought process of how you should price SEO proposals: initially upfront investment and then subsequent monthly pricing. That's something you should consider for your future client deals. I'd also love to hear from you guys out there. How do you price SEO services? Leave your comments out here. I'd love to know what works for you, what hasn't worked for you, because this is something that many people get wrong. So I'd love to know from your experience what's worked well for you, and we all can learn from each other.